Good evening and welcome to the second week of February, but also to the Pause platform. I'm very glad that you decided to join and watch this video. Thankful, extremely grateful for all the support that I've received over the last 2 years. It just dawned on me that the pausewellness.org website went up July 4th, 2018. So this year will be the second year that we've had this. I believe we now have a total of 130 some odd posts. That does not include just regular pages and events. We're coming up on our third annual conference, which I'm very excited about. This year's topic is healing, and we will have a number of speakers as well as vendors and therapists and panelists there to offer resources and advice and also share their own stories of that journey through healing. So I'm very excited that all of you are tuning in to watch these videos. I hope that they encourage you to move into going to the conference. It is Saturday, April 25th, 2020, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Marriott Sugarland, which is right across the street from the town center in Sugarland. So we'll be very excited to see you. As of now, tickets are $25. I think this year's conference is going to be the best yet, and that is certainly what I am praying and meditating over every night as I plan this and finalize details. So with that being said, as you've noticed, if you follow the page on a regular basis, we post every day. What I also want to start doing is just recapping the week, what I posted about, what I'd like for you to think about, and why I posted it. So my very first post was about embracing new. Understanding that change sometimes can be hard. The flip side of that is most of the time, if the change is something that is going on around you, it's probably to move something forward, to bring in something new, to change a method that needed to be improved. So when I talk about embracing new, embrace new things, embrace new challenges, embrace new people, embrace new opportunity. Why? Because ultimately it could be very much for your good or the good of other people. The second day we posted about, and it was, what is your release? It was actually a picture of my my desk at work at my full-time job, not my desk here, as you can see that in the background, but it was my desk at my full-time job. And I have 5 stress toys sitting on my desk every day. One is a puzzle piece. That puzzle I use when my mind is racing and I can't clear it, but I need to focus. So I focus my energy on that puzzle. And a lot of times it helps me, once I put it together, because I've done it about 100 times now, I can move on to what I need to do at work. So it's very helpful in that. I have this squishy man whose arms are kind of detaching from his head at this point, because I use that really to just kind of do that tension and release over and over again. I have a hammer that's made of the same stress ball material, but I can hit stuff with that and it not break anything. You know, sometimes you want to break stuff, but you can't. Sometimes you want to hit stuff, but it's not really productive. So having that hammer sometimes just helps me to kind of steady my mind and, you know, the release of maybe I want to break something, but I don't really want to break something. So I have a stress ball as well that I can roll under my feet sometimes to just ease and relax myself, but it also serves a purpose when I want to throw something up against the wall. So there you go. How do I release? And a lot of times I think people get caught up in what is a healthy release, what is productive. What works for you may not work for me. What works for other people may not work for the person down the street. So I encourage everyone to find those things that work for them, that make them feel better, that move them forward in that process of releasing tension and relieving stress. The next day, my focus was about your words. Like, what do you say in those times of stress? Are you negative in those times of stress? Do you talk down to yourself? Do you speak out loud your doubts? Or do you stop for a moment, take a breath, remind yourself of who you are and what you came to do and the things that you can accomplish and move forward? So just choosing your words wisely a lot of times can help push you forward rather than pull you back. Thursday, just from a personal experience of noticing how sometimes people will complain and complain consistently and complain in such a way that everyone knows that they have these issues, they have these things going on. But when you offer them a solution, it doesn't work. It'll never work. No, that's not what I think I should do. So in that moment, you have to understand that some people desire to complain. They don't want your solution because their need to complain is greater than their need to solve the problem at hand. So with that, internalize that. Are you a suffering saint is what I call them, and what it's been described as to me. Are you one of those people that can be offered every solution in the book, but it's just never good enough? Has your help come to you, and because it didn't look like, talk like, or sound like you wanted it to, you pushed it aside and didn't take the help? And what ends up happening is you're still sitting in the very thing that you were just offered an opportunity to move forward from, to be delivered from, to heal from. So check yourself on that. Are you a suffering saint? Those aren't good. It's not a good thing to be. So be cautious of that. And last but not least, on Friday, I talked a lot about, or the post itself was about finding the source. We talk a lot about contaminants, pollutants, and not putting things in our bodies that aren't pure, and not eating this and not eating that. And lots of us only drink bottled water. We'll only drink bottled water from a certain brand, and tap water is out of the window. We'll never drink from a water fountain. We're forgetting that we drank from water hoses as children, but we'll never drink from the water fountain. The water has too much in it. It's got lead and carcinogens, and we won't eat this and we won't eat that. I only eat barbecue on this type of grill because this type of grill has cancer, is gonna give me cancer. So we think about those things all the time when it comes to our physical bodies, but we live, eat, sleep, and breathe in the most toxic environments. We don't want to cleanse our atmosphere. We aren't finding the sources of the things that are stressful to us. We just sit in them. We accept that, okay, I have this type of job. It's supposed to be high stress, so I'm going to live in all of this stress. So with that, what are you doing to yourself? How are you stressing your body physically from your mental, emotional stress, intellectual stress? I mean, you can't live in a state of stress all the time. Like they say, stress is a silent killer. Stress can exacerbate hypertension. Stress exacerbates heart disease. We have to be cautious of the levels of stress that go on in our lives. And the first thing we have to do is assess where that stress is coming from. Can you change your environment and reduce your stress levels? It could save your life. So that's what this week was all about. Identifying stress releases, identifying stressors, identifying the things that need to change in our own behavior to reduce the stress that we endure on a daily basis. With that being said, this week, because it's Valentine's Day, I'm going to do a lot of talking about setting boundaries in our relationships and love and things like that. Because yes, Valentine's Day is a day about romantic love, but I know for myself, I am a single woman, so I will be having Valentine's Day with my children, which means I'm just going to be showing them that this day of love is about them because I love them dearly and expressing that to them. So my parental relationship with them is important. But I also have to set those boundaries as a parent to say, I'm your mom. This is the line. Please don't cross it. This is what respect looks like. But we also have to do those in our adult relationships as well, with our spouses, with our coworkers, with our bosses, just all the way around, even with family and parents. As you grow older, those boundaries change and the things we need in those relationships differ. So I'll be talking about this week on our page. I want to keep this short. I just want to make sure that I start coming before you at least once a week so you can see my face and see how I'm doing. And again, remind you every week about the conference, April 25th. Tickets are on sale on Facebook via Eventbrite. So we look forward to having you there. I'm excited to see everyone's faces that I only see via the likes, shares, and comments that I see. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you haven't already, like this video, share this video, comment, give us your feedback. I love to get feedback about what pause is doing in your life and how you feel about it. So with that being said, I want to wish you a very, very blessed and productive week, and I will see you again next Sunday. Don't forget to email us at pauseconference@gmail.com if you'd like to be a vendor or be in our vendor spotlight at our conference this year.